There's $83 billion worth of gold buried under a rice field in southern China right now. Not in a vault, not in a bank, inside the earth itself, locked in 40 veins of rock stretching 3 kilometers straight down. Geologists found it. They drilled into it. They pulled up cores of rock with gold flakes you could see with the naked eye. And then they did the math. 1,000 tons of gold. More than any deposit ever found on the planet. More than South Africa's deepest mine. More than every gold reserve in most countries combined. $83 billion. Sitting under a quiet county in Hunan Province called Pingjiang, a place most people have never heard of. But here's the problem. You can't just dig it up. The gold starts at 2,000 meters deep. That's deeper than 6 Eiffel Towers stacked on top of each other. At that depth, the rock temperature hits 60 degrees Celsius. The pressure can crush equipment. One wrong drill and the tunnel floods. And it gets worse. The deepest veins, the ones holding the majority of the gold, sit at 3,000 meters. No gold mine on Earth has ever operated at that depth profitably. The richest treasure ever discovered, and it might be cheaper to leave it in the ground. To understand why this gold is so hard to reach, you need to understand how it got there in the first place. Because this gold wasn't deposited by a river, it wasn't carried by glaciers, it was made by earthquakes. Hundreds of millions of years ago, this part of China sat along a massive fault line. Every time an earthquake hit, it squeezed the quartz rock underground. And quartz has a strange property. When you stress it, it generates electricity. Scientists call it piezoelectricity. That tiny electric charge did something remarkable. It pulled dissolved gold out of the boiling water flowing through cracks in the rock and flash froze it onto the quartz surface, like electroplating, but done by the earth itself. Earthquake after earthquake, millions of years, layer after layer of gold, fused into 40 veins of rock, some of them running for kilometers. The geologists at the Hunan Geological Bureau didn't find a gold mine. They found a gold factory, one that took 200 million years to build. The discovery was announced in November 2024. Within weeks, the price of gold rose to $2,700 an ounce. Markets reacted. Investors called. The Chinese government classified it as a strategic national resource. But the celebration was short-lived, because the question wasn't whether the gold existed. The question was, can anyone actually get to it? The world's deepest operating gold mine is Mponeng in South Africa. It goes down nearly 4 kilometers. Miners spend up to 3 hours just traveling underground to reach the workface. The rock temperature hits 60 degrees. They pump ice slurry through the tunnels to keep workers alive. Even then, the conditions are brutal. Cave-ins, rock bursts, flooding. And Mponeng took decades to build. It costs over $1 billion a year to operate, for gold that sits at roughly 4 kilometers deep. The Wangu gold sits at 2 to 3 kilometers, technically shallower, but the geology is different. The veins are thinner, spread across a wider field and embedded in harder rock. You can't just sink one shaft. You'd need dozens of access points across kilometers of terrain. Chen Rulin, the lead ore prospecting expert at the Hunan Geological Bureau, told state media that many drilled rock cores showed visible gold. But showing gold in a core sample and mining it profitably are two very different things. There's a concept in mining called economic extractability. It means just because gold exists doesn't mean it's worth digging up. If the cost of extraction exceeds the value of what you pull out, the gold is worthless. It might as well not exist. At current gold prices, the Wangu deposit is worth $83 billion. But estimates suggest it could cost tens of billions just to build the infrastructure needed to reach it. Shafts, ventilation, cooling systems, water management, roads, processing plants, and that's before a single ounce is extracted. Then there's the environmental cost. Deep mining generates massive amounts of waste rock. It contaminates groundwater. It destabilizes the surface above. Remember, this gold sits under Pingjiang County, a populated area with farms and rivers and people. Some analysts at the World Gold Council have called the 1,000-ton figure aspirational. They point out that the number is based on 3D modeling projections, not confirmed reserves. The actual confirmed gold so far is around 300 tons at 2,000 meters. Still enormous, still the largest high-grade deposit found this century, but a long way from 83 billion. So what happens next? The Chinese government has approved further exploration, more drilling, more modeling, more cores pulled from deeper and deeper beneath Pingjiang County. But the gold isn't going anywhere. It's been there for 200 million years. It was made by earthquakes and pressure and time. And now it sits in the dark, locked inside veins of quartz 3 kilometers below a rice field in southern China. $83 billion, the largest gold deposit ever found, and right now, today, not a single gram of it has been mined. The earth made it. The earth is keeping it.